Hello YouTube, so this is the update 4 and hopefully the last installment of my 1-up build. So I got delayed a little bit this time because of this. Okay, the guide didn't actually mention this, but you actually need 1.5 mm drill bits to finish the job. Why is that so? Okay, when you close this thing together, these screws will hold the bottom part of the case together, but the top there will be no way for you to screw anything in. So the only way, actually they have provided you with this. I didn't actually know what it was, but now I know. You place it here and then you drill a hole. You need to place this on the inside and drill these two holes. So what I'll be doing is just showing you how to get this measurement for the other side. So there is a convenient maybe notch that you will see here. Place it flush with the back of the LCD panel. You'll see like it is on that notch. So if you have an opaque case, you like me, so you sort of place this notch on the outside and you mark. Okay. If you have a black case, that will be a little bit more tricky, huh? Maybe you need another colored pen to mark the other end. Just put it together. Try to find an edge to flush it with. Okay, I think we're done, so we can go on to drilling. I'm using a terribly big handheld drill, or you can use something smaller, it's up to you. So let's do this. I am a little bit worried. Okay. Now I have a little bit of an obstacle. It's not going to fit because of this post. This screw post doesn't really have any use, so I'll cut it out. But if you can learn from my mistake, just shift it. Okay, now we're ready to use this. It will look a bit flimsy, tentatively, but when this thing is secured, it's actually quite okay. Actually, it's pretty decent. It's because it is flush with the LCD panel, right? So it's not gonna move much. This is about 3.6 millimeter. About 4 from this lip. Okay, so this is one is in, and this one, on hindsight I should have moved it a little bit the same height, huh? Oh well. I think we're done with all the drilling finally. Just need some hot glue. I forgot whether I've mentioned before, but the glue stick that will be in the kit is actually for propping up these buttons. And since it's done here, and although it is not in the guide, I went to prop up the D-pad also. And while fixing, one of the things you could do is you could tape up. Yeah, they are all taped up in position. So you'll be doing a lot of flipping during your assembly, so they will not come off. Okay, I don't know whether you've remembered, but on one of, I think my update 3, I told you I filed this flat, but one of these things is I went too far on this hole, so do not follow this. Alright, because the screw actually needs a little bit of area so that it can tighten. This is the M2 screw. It has to hold its position here so that it makes sense, right? But I went a little bit too far on this side. So what happened is, like, the screw will just fall off when I put it in. Okay, so now I have to get this power cable into this position and slot in the HDMI slot, and then oh fuck, ah shit, this came off, damn it. And we're back. So I have had a little bit of a mishap here. One of these wires came off, so I doubled down on the hot glue, and I hope this will stay. I think this is because I plugged in and out this jack for too many times. That's why it came off. And yep, I think we can start with assembly. I think it's kind of hard to show you from the correct angle, so you're just gonna trust me that it is plugged in. Let's tuck these wires somewhere. Okay, so the speaker goes here. Glass connected to this, and it is complete. Okay, now it's just trying to stuff everything in. And we're back. And I actually have been having some problems with putting the case together. Okay, so firstly, one of the points here is like you should be able to push this PCB as high as you can. So previously my cut was around here, which is kind of low. So this block here was a little slightly lower, and it will like push the Raspberry Pi a little bit to the side. Yep. So we won't want that to happen. So we cut a little bit higher, probably 7 mm. Push this charging circuit as high as you can. Okay, and previously I told you to put the glue stick into the buttons. I've realized that it is not a good idea, as when you press everything together, the buttons will be propped up a little bit too high and it's too hard to press. So also I think it would be good to have these button wells printed. These button wells are quite readily available on Pseudomod, but if you want to, I have the link under this video, so you can also click on the link below. And so let's start to glue this. Webs of hot glue, hate it. Just make sure that you sort of properly file the insides, because sometimes when you print, there'll be some rough edges. And that will affect how fluid your button is. Let's put the buttons. Let's put the silicone pads in. Test whether it works, so turn on the power. Okay, there's a light, that means it works. And now it's just fitting it in. It's coming together finally. This is the time that you can remove this, because it's gonna be a tight fit. It it's actually important to note that there is an orientation of the buttons to adhere to. So like the original Game Boy buttons, you realize that this ends are actually horizontal, and you also have to do it for your button wells. Just line them horizontal. Do not like twist it. See these notches here? Yeah, these are where the edges of the buttons will align. So if your buttons go left and right, it will not sit. When you press down, it will not sit in properly, and when you press the buttons, it will feel kind of odd, and you might feel like something's blocking. Okay. So, yep. I think this time it's gonna work. Okay. Let's try this again. Feels much better. Hi everyone, so now the build is done. The sound is, I think, quite acceptable. Pretty crisp sound. And the buttons, I think these buttons could be improved. Well, my build, I didn't have the 2 buttons here too, but if you wanted to, you could put it in. Yep. And things that could be improved, I guess, this side of the case, maybe I could put it a little bit shut it a little bit closer, but this side was pretty good. I like the way this turned out. And things that could be improved is, of course, this part. As you can see, well, it's different from this part. Previously I told you not to file too much behind the battery compartment. Yep, that's what will happen if you file too much. For this screw, there is a plastic for it to grip on when you screw it in, but here is just empty. I've tried a lot of methods of trying to put in little washers and all that, but it was all not useful. I probably need a longer screw for this washer trick to work, but well, in the end I gave up. Okay, it's a new day again, and previously I was saying like the buttons were a little bit too deep sunk in. With the advice of Shawn from the Retro Pi Handheld forums, I sort of printed some little circles. So these are 7mm in diameter and 1mm thickness. Yep. So I'm gonna prop it under the buttons, and now it should be perfect. Okay, so now after placing this spacer under the buttons are now much better. Yep. A little bit, maybe I should have pushed this, drilled this joystick a little bit more to the right. 1.4 from the bottom. 1.8 from the side. I've managed to seal up everything with a new screw and a washer, which I have placed here. Yay, finally! This thing looks decent. So now, okay. Yay. Okay, now that this project is complete, we can finally put this project to rest. Okay, and this is the left side, the bottom, the right. The SD card slot is here. I could have done better here, but for first build, I think this is pretty okay. Special thanks to people from the Pseudomod forums and from the RetroPie Handheld Facebook page. Thank you for all your inputs, and I hope you like this build. If you like videos like this, subscribe and you can share my videos, or you can just leave a comment or suggestions on what parts you might want changed. I think for future build, I probably want a bigger screen. I want a LiPo battery, another LiPo battery right here, and maybe I'm thinking of switching this to this. So if there is just there's just two batteries connected in series, we can probably just make the switch just on-off switch. Now it's a three-way switch. And maybe have a better joystick. I don't know. There's so many things that can be improved. Thanks guys. Bye.